Did this Border Patrol agent just absolutely wreck Kamala's campaign? Also, Trump brings out another huge announcement, how he wants to cap credit card fees. That's a big one, especially when it comes to interest. And also, we're going to talk about this stunning number, just like we mentioned last week about the labor and how it seems like everybody's going to work but Americans. I've got a map to prove it. So we're going to go over all that today and a few more stories. Hopefully, it's all to make you think better and be wiser and be prepared and hopefully learn to just say, you know what, I'm going to raise my family better. Let's dive into these stories today. Hey guys, welcome to the Max. Thank you so very much for being here today. If you are new to the channel, go down here, press subscribe, ring the bell. Give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down, that's okay, but let us know what you think about today's content. Now, today we're going to be starting off with a Trump announcement, and then we're going to maneuver right into the main story for today. Now, Trump put out an announcement yesterday, and of course, every time he puts out an announcement, it seems like Kamala goes right behind it and announces it too. So, Trump announces as president, he will immediately implement a temporary 10% cap on credit card interest rates. We cannot let them make 25 to 30%. I think this is huge. Credit card interest rates are a historic high under the Kamala Biden regime. His simple plan will alleviate a lot of pressures on hundreds of millions of Americans. Now, we're living in credit card debt up to our eyeballs, and we shouldn't be. I've told you before, you need to get out of debt. But what is not light at the end of the tunnel is when there's 25 and 30% interest on that debt. And when you're paying minimals, you most likely will never ever see the light of day. So therefore, I think having a cap at 10%, which is not don't get me wrong, 10% is still a lot, but it's a whole lot better, and you can start paying some principal down with this announcement. So another move just to help people out. Now, a lot of times you hear politics and people talk about how they're going to do this, that, and this and that, and most of the time things don't get done. Trust me, I understand that. But he's speaking to the American people, truly to the American people. This is going to affect about 85 to 90% of people who are in credit card debt. We're in record highs. So I think this is a great announcement. I think him coming along and doing this kind of stuff like the no tax on tips, the tariffs, the lowering the taxes on Social Security and on overtime, and then doing these kind of things, it makes him more relevant to the middle class and to people who are just working every day, killing themselves to try to make ends meet. So I think this is huge. Now let's go to the main story I want us to really look at, and then we have a few more little stories at the end. Before we do, a word from our sponsor. If you're like me, and most people who probably watch these videos, is you take very much pride in your home, your land. You take pride in it because you paint it, you make it look good, you landscape it. Well, not only that, to keep it safe, you lock the doors, you lock the windows, because we live in a world that's kind of chaotic and scary. Well, what about digitized forms of it? Did you know that your title is on the World Wide Web? And it's vulnerable, very vulnerable to attacks. What happens if someone borrows money against your title? What if all of a sudden someone actually takes your home and you don't even know about it? You know, say you have a paid off home. What if all of a sudden someone borrows a home equity line of credit? It shows that a new report that Americans have over $32 trillion worth of home equity that can be borrowed against. Are you worried about that? That's why today's sponsor, Home Title Lock, may be your new best friend. Home Title Lock keeps our digitized form of our home safe. The benefit of Home Title Lock, not only do they watch, they give you reminders. They give you status reports. They want to let you know if there's anything jeopardizing your title at all times. We want to keep our home safe, so we lock the door. We want to make sure our windows are safe. But what about the digitized form of your home? This is your biggest asset for most people anyways. Check out Home Title Lock. The link is in the description. If you do that and use my promo code THEMAX, you can get a free title scan to see if you're even manipulated already. Don't be vulnerable. Don't be manipulated. Don't lose out on your access to your home and its title. You get the monitoring, the alerts, and also title restoration if something were to happen to your title. Check out Home Title Lock. Use the promo code THEMAX. Get a free scan today and realize how valuable this is. Pennies a day could save you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Check out Home Title Lock today. Guys, check them out. Phenomenal company and a great product, and pennies of the day. All right, now let's jump into the story. There's a Border Patrol chief says, look, there was a cover-up. And to be honest with you, It was by the Biden and Harris administration. He said they wanted to keep down the administration wanted to keep down and hide how many terrorist encounters we had at the border. It says in a scathing revelation before Congress, and you can read this on Zero Hedge, former San Diego sector Border Patrol agent Aaron Heitke accused the Biden and Harris administration of covering up sharp rises of encounters with suspected terrorists on the U.S.-Mexico border. It says the country is without borders, and they knew about it, and they knew how many encounters we faced dealing with our safety and security. The administration was trying to convince the public that there was no threat, and all the while we knew there was a threat and they were covering it up. According to Heitke, arrest of individuals with terror ties skyrocketed under President Joe Biden's watch. The former Border Patrol chief revealed that before 2021, his sector had apprehended 10 to 15 of these people annually. By 2022, that number had shot up to 100, so it basically 10 times itself, with even more recorded for 2023. Once the word was out with the border, it was easier to cross at San Diego, and we started seeing record numbers of terrorist-tied people coming into the U.S. Now think about that. And then on top of that, to hide it, to cover it up. Do you honestly believe that these people are actually watching out for you? Or you think Democrats are watching out for you? It's amazing that this guy's saying, look, we have known interest dealing with terror ties that's coming right coming right into the Mexican border, and we've said nothing. And to be honest with you, they knew about it. And this goes to another story. 158 Dems voted against the bill to deport illegal immigrants who commit sex crimes. So just help me understand why you think this party is going to help America, especially when they've done nothing for us for the last few years. Send our tax dollars all over the world and ultimately not protect our border, especially when it comes to sending people back, deporting. But not only that, the fact that we know that there's people of interest when it comes to terror ties that is coming right in our border, and they knew it and they covered it up. Clay Higgins said the Biden-Harris administration has intentionally left us vulnerable to potential attacks from terrorists and criminals who are freely moving around our communities. Think about that now. That's a big statement, but it's true. I want you to listen to another number that's just absolutely huge. President Trump released this. It says a small 4,000 person town in Charleroi, Pennsylvania, if I said that wrong, I'm sorry guys, has experienced a 2,000 increase percentage of population with Haitian migrants under Kamala Harris's leadership this last few weeks. The schools are scrambling to hire translators for the influx of students who does not speak English. So they're coming into your schools, your tax-paying dollar schools. This is why I tell you, get your kids out of schools for one thing. But a person of 4,000 at a 2,000% growth, that means you basically almost quadrupled the town with people who are not even native to America. You don't think this affects you in small town Mississippi, in small town United States, in small town Pennsylvania, and small town Indiana? I want you to listen to this. Zero Hedge also says, how is it not the biggest political talking point right now that since October of 2019, native-born U.S. workers have lost 1.4 million jobs over the same period that foreign-born workers have gained 3 million. So Americans are 1.4 million jobs shorter than they were when Trump was in office during the last stages of COVID, Dale. During the lockdowns, we actually provided more jobs. They're right. Biden-Harris administration has provided more jobs, but it's been for foreign-born immigrants and government programs and government jobs. And immigrants taking the jobs. 3 million gained jobs by immigrants, 1.4 million lost by Americans. So your schools are inundated, your jobs are taken over, and ultimately your cities are too. I'm going to show you this picture. This is a picture, and I'll show it bigger to you on the screen. I don't know if you can see it right there, so I'm going to blow it up. But what this image shows is there is a lot of blue and slightly a little red. But all those are spots where the migrants have pretty much taken over those cities when it comes to jobs and job numbers. But how the cities have actually gotten worse, as in crime, theft, and not being safe. You know what that was? That was the areas where the population has grown with migrants surging in those areas under Biden's administration. Now there's red dots, those small little red dots. That's Republican areas that the government has placed immigrants into, and basically they allowed it to happen. But you see overwhelmingly way more blue than it is red. And what that is where they're putting loads of people. Seems like it's always around the Northeast, of course the Chicago area, even in the Miami area, and of course all of California and right by the border in Texas. These are areas that have been influxed because cities have allowed it to happen. And it's making your streets not safe, just like the Pennsylvania street. 4,000 people, and then you basically put a 2,000% increase on that. How is the school system going to handle it? How are the grocery stores going to handle it? I'd love to speak to somebody in that town. If you live close to that place in Pennsylvania, please reach out to me. I'd love to hear from you. So wrapping up, you know, we see the risk of the former president and how there's been attempts on his life. Gates came over and said that DHS, Department of Homeland Security, knows of 5 assassin teams that are targeting Trump right now as we speak. Why don't they do something about it? Why are they not releasing this information? So the question is, can they keep him safe until election? We have a lot going on, and there's some polarized countries. There's a polarized part of America that just will not get along. 1/3 of Dems actually said they wish the attempt went through. Think about that. I mean, where have we gotten as a nation where we can't even get along with the other side and unite under the United States of America? We're in scary times. And then the more that we allow people to come in to make this quote-unquote melting pot, but what we're doing is not having assimilation, and we're building this country that will go into full-blown chaos and unrest. We must seek better leadership. And that's also on the local levels too. If your town is allowing certain immigrants in and having these migrant shelters, you need to be at that board and you need to raise Cain. Because remember, your children are on the streets. And name one city, because you can't. Name one city that actually has gotten better since they've taken in migrants. No, they've become more of a third world country. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you more than you know. We have been a little taken down here and suppressed, so we need your help. We need you to support us. We need you to give us a thumbs up. We need you to comment and subscribe and pass this message along to other people. So many people are missing this, like this whistleblower with the border. How crazy is it that we allowed terrorists to come in and we covered it up? It's unbelievable. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you. Again, check out Home Title Lock, a phenomenal company. I think that will benefit you wholeheartedly when it comes to saving yourself online and digitally when it comes to your home. We want to make sure that our assets are always our assets and not someone else's. Thank you guys for watching. God bless.